just trying to provoke, back in Chicago. That's from this past summer. And you know what's sad? This is probably really Michael Brown right here, the real one, because the real Michael Brown was a dummy that they left in the middle of the street for hours, with officers just standing around, taped off just like this, just meant to provoke people. Watch the Michael Brown footage. They load his body into the back of a police SUV, not an ambulance. They load it into the back of a police SUV. Since when? When do the police haul off dead bodies? Never. So anyhow, with regards to race war, it's really been going on for a long time in this nation, since the beginning. But they fuel it and they heighten it at certain times. Right now we're in a heightened period. During the Rodney King beating, which happened on March 3rd, 3-3, by the LAPD, which has gematria of 33, like police. During that time, it was shortly followed by the O.J. Simpson trial. Now they're coming out with another O.J. Simpson story, The People versus O.J. Simpson, on February 2nd, the 33rd day of the year. February 2nd is the 33rd day of the year. The name Simpson has gematria of 33, as well as 42, as well as 51, all numbers we've talked about. In the O.J. Simpson trial, Mark Furman, who's now on cable news regularly, he was accused of saying nigger 42 times. That was testimony that came up during the trial. Who was counting? Nigger equals 42. Do you really think he said it 42 times? Or this is another subliminal prod? With regards to football, race war, O.J. Simpson, former football player, and Chicago, check this out, Truth Seeker. This is going to be the NFC Championship this year in football, and it all has to do with this race war. The same people who control the news and these programming headlines control and rig the sports games that are very obviously contrived. I don't know how anyone can't see it. So pathetic. Anyhow, it will be the two Chicago-related teams playing each other in the NFC Championship. Those are the Arizona Cardinals, who originate from Chicago, originally the Chicago Cardinals, and it will be the Carolina Panthers. Ron Rivera, the head coach of that team, was a member of the '85 Bears, who won the Super Bowl that year over the Patriots 46-10. Chicago equals 46. They won 46-10. That year, the Chicago Bears had the revolutionary 4-6 defense. 4-6. 46 points. This year will be the 46th Super Bowl of the modern era. The 50th Super Bowl, but the 46th of the modern era. The '85 Bears were 15-1. Ron Rivera, who played on that team and now coaches the Panthers, they're 15-1. In the College National Championship, Clemson lost. The QB had 85 on his wrist all night. The sum of the game was 85 points. Whole lot more riddles than that. Just know the NFC Championship will be intertwined with this race war. And they'll likely face the Denver Broncos, the white Bronco, like the O.J. Simpson story. Driving away in a white Bronco. Now, most white people say O.J. Simpson was obviously guilty. The white Bronco incident proved it. Imagine the symbolism of a white Bronco and a Black Panther. The Black Panther Party established in '66, the year of the first Super Bowl, by Huey P. Newton. The quarterback of the Panthers is Cam Newton. Emphasis on Newton. Fred Hampton, a Black Panther, was murdered in Chicago on a date with 85 numerology. Both the names Fred and Hampton equal 33. I suspect that the Fred Hampton story is a bullshit story because the Black Panthers were controlled opposition. Black Panther Party equals 74, like Masonic. Do the research on a lot of who the Black Panthers were. A lot of people with Masonic connections. History of major controlled opposition in this society. It's deep, this race war. They program us through all the things that our eyes are on. Sports games, news, movies, TV shows. People who dismiss this information, they dismiss the truth. Tell you something else about Barry O and his State of the Union he just gave the other day. That was the 68th televised State of the Union, which began in '47 with the 33rd president, Harry Truman. Barack Obama equals 68. Think about what happened in 68. MLK, RFK, 4-4. Obama, the 44th president. Anyhow, his State of the Union was a bunch of hot smoke. He talked about curing cancer once and for all and doing it just like we did the moon mission in 69. Did you hear this? Here's what's funny about that, truth seeker. Think about this. The moon landing came in the time of Cancer, the end of July, July 20th, which is still in the time of Cancer. In the year 69, the astrological symbol for Cancer is 69, the year of the moon landing. The astrological symbol Cancer is ruled by the moon. Cancer has gematria of 44. Just like chemo, just like kill. Obama's the 44th president. In his final State of the Union, he's talking about curing cancer, blowing smoke up our ass. They already have the cure for cancer. It's not for us, because what we're here for is to generate wealth until we expire. And part of the way we generate wealth is by getting sick and paying countless dollars for these needless diseases and illnesses. Look at the stats. The majority of people spend more money in the last year of their life than they spend in the rest of their life combined for medical bills. You don't see what's going on here? You guys don't understand the way the world works? We have a shortage of doctors, so we have to pay them more. Why is that? What if instead we raised our youth to become doctors from a young age, gave them the knowledge and skills and motivation and showed them how? We could do that, and we could do it on the cheap. We don't want it that way because that system doesn't allow us to be ruled over. We live in a structured world that keeps us enslaved. And we stay slaves, all of us, working the 9 to 5. Think about that in light of 59. We stay slaves because we're so focused on keeping a roof over our heads, putting food on the table, paying the bills. Everyone's just trying to keep up. But then what we all do, the mistake we all make, is we go and give our money and our energy back to these tyrants through all the traps they set for us. Sports games, movies, TV shows, junk food. Look, the Zionists run the show. They control the recording industry. That's why Motown came out in 59. That's why blues equals 59. They control the movies, and they use all their stuff to provoke the race war. Look at this. Oscars so white. What do you think they're trying to do here, Truth Seeker? Give Denzel his first award when he plays the crooked cop? So obvious, Truth Seeker. Show you something else. Close out strong here. Rodney King beaten on 3-3 by the LAPD, which equals 33, by the police, which equals 33. KKK, the 11th letter, equals 33. Back in the day, the white sheets were mostly all police officers. Anyhow, look at Rodney King. The name Rodney King in Gematria, Truth Seeker. We'll do one on the calculator. Rodney King equals 59. You see? Rodney King, 59. Just like Negro. Just like slave. Just like blues. Just like Rasta. Just like cracker. You'll get this joke too. Rodney King was born April 2nd, 4-2. 4-2, Truth Seeker. What do we know about 4-2? You see this? I just want you to see it on the calculator so you don't have to trust my calculations. Nigger, 42 with the double 59 coding. No coincidence here. Rodney King would die June 17th. That's now the date of the Charleston church shooting. You think that's a coincidence? I don't. That's how these people map it out. They got it all planned out. Rodney King died at age 47. The numbers coded all over that church shooting were 47 and 74, because those are the numbers of the Masons and Zionists who rule over us. And who's the mayor in Chicago? Rahm Emanuel, the little Zionist. Look at Rahm Emanuel. Born November 29th, 1959. November 29th is the date that the Zionist nation of Israel was established in the year 47. Rodney King dead at 47. Mafia equals 47. in Jewish gematria. Think about how in all the mafia movies, the Italian mobsters always have to deal with a Jew above them. The people who run the banks, who run the show, and who use other people as fronts, such as the Italian mafia in Chicago, which has always been a Zionist stronghold. Rahm Israel Emanuel, born on the anniversary date of the establishment of Israel, which was done with a 33-member vote by the United Nations, a Zionist Masonic front. Look at Rahm Emanuel's name gematria, 666, just like the officer. The story might have been made up in his office. Rahm Emanuel's birthday, a date with a life lesson number of 64, Israel equals 64, Zion equals 64, Thelema equals 64. These are the numbers of the rulers, truth seeker. This is what they look like. These people need to be stopped. They need to be held accountable. They need to be imprisoned. Really, they need to be put in front of a wall in a firing squad. You know what I want to do, truth seeker? That's what I want to do. I want somebody with the eyes and ears who understands, who's out in Chicago in that area. I want them to get in touch with me. I want you guys to find like a church, a building where you can get people to come to who are willing to help spread this knowledge. I'll give free seminars all week. I'll even fly myself out to Chicago, man. I'm so sick of these headlines and what they're doing and people not waking up to it and getting duped. Black Lives Matter Truth Seeker has gematria 42. Do I even need to elaborate? People are getting played. This isn't going anywhere good. So anyone out in Chicago, if you can get me a spot to speak, I'll pay for myself to get out there. I'll give some free seminars. Hopefully people can hit the streets and start spreading this knowledge, because that's what needs to happen. They're doing this to us every time. If you just showed up here and think this is some coincidence, go through the 1,000 videos I have and get back to me. This word needs to get out before what's coming for Barry O and the head of the agenda. We need to get ahead of them. Until next time.